Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, many people think that insects die during the winter, but that may not be the case. And here to explain is Lindsey Gallagher from Johnny Appleseed. Welcome, Lindsey.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm very excited to talk about insects in winter because you're right. It's a common assumption that winter kills all the insects. And while it would be true that if you have an insect in a vulnerable state and a cold snap comes, it probably won't make it, insects have solved the challenge of winter just like all of our other wintertime woodland animals. So I want to review. In the winter, it's not a challenge for animals just because of the cold. We have to think about the availability of resources. So in the wintertime, the food, water, shelter, air, and space are either gone or limited in some way. One or more of those resources, in fact. So animals have devised different ways to overcome that challenge. They can either move out, so they migrate out of the area. They might be able to tough it out with adaptations, but a lot of times they opt out through dormancy. And so I've got a smattering of different insect specimens here to kind of walk through those. So if we start over here with this one, you know what this one is there? Yeah, and that's a monarch butterfly specifically. So they are an insect that will move out. They will migrate to solve the lack of resources available here in Ohio during the winter. In the tough it out category, I don't have any examples with me, but we have an insect-like animal called a springtail or a snow flea that is actually active all winter, so they are a tough it out category. The rest of the insects that I have with me are the opt-out variety. They just say nope to winter. They're not gonna do it. But insects have devised different ways to opt out in their life cycles. They go through something called diapause. They actually stop their life cycle in one of 3 or 4 stages, depending on the type of metamorphosis they go through. And I've got examples of each here with us this morning. So we'll start with these 2 objects. Praying mantis, so we have Carolina mantids, Chinese mantids. They will opt out or go dormant in the egg state. So the first kind of stage in their life cycle is the egg. This structure is called, there we go. This structure is called an ootheca. It is the egg case that a praying mantis female will lay, and it survives all winter until the spring, where lots of little praying mantises will come out of that. I say the most fun is if you get a live Christmas tree with an ootheca in there hidden, and then it warms up in your house, and you got lots of praying mantis babies to take care of for Christmas.
So much fun, Lindsey.
The next stage or life cycle would be the larva or the nymph. So in animals, insects that undergo incomplete metamorphosis, like the adult dragonfly, they have a nymph that will live underwater in the frozen ponds or lakes, actively eating all winter long. In animals with complete metamorphosis, like this woolly bear caterpillar, they will overwinter as that woolly bear. And we've got one here. He is still dormant, but later on today, he might reanimate for us, wiggle around. Moving on, another life stage, the pupa stage. So the giant silk moth, these adults here, they don't exist as adults in the winter. Their pupa exists as adults or as the winter object. So we have some naked pupa here from the silk moths, and they might also spin a silk cocoon. These structures are what's going to be in the leaf litter or underground, able to survive the winter in that state.
Very cool, Lindsey.
Now, last but not least, you've seen this before.
I have.
This is another example, but a really great example of an adult insect that overwinters. So you're right, we don't see a lot of adults out there, but the bald-faced hornet, the queen will overwinter, remember that. Ladybugs are another adult that overwinters, and even mosquitoes can overwinter as adults if they find a place that will shelter them.
Oh, there's lots of places in Ohio.
So those insects are not dead. They are just in another life state waiting for us.
Oh, we can't wait till spring, Lindsey.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on. This is really nice. I love this.
You're very welcome.
All right. Well, don't go away because we have more when we return.